Hello there everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at how the box method of division works to help us solve our problem. So on our board today we have 97 divided by 6. And our first step when it comes to solving problems utilizing the box method is to go ahead, just like with area model, give ourselves a box that we can work with. We're then going to take a look at our larger number, our 97, and we are going to split that number. Now we are not necessarily splitting it by place value, we are splitting it by digits. So we're going to take a look, we're going to see that we have 2 digits here, so we're going to split our box into 2. We're going to take our 9 and we're going to place it in one box, and we're going to take our 7 and place it in the other box. So we have our 97 split apart. Then we're going to take our 6 and we'll bring it onto the side. Very similar to area model, and technically we did distribute by place value. We just didn't write 90 here, we just put 9. Okay, so when it comes to a box method of division, we're going to take a look at our first box here. We're going to look at 6 and 9, and I'm going to ask myself, how many 6s can I get out of the number 9? Or what can I multiply times 6 to get to the number 9, or at least as close to it as I can without going over? So I think about it and I think of 6 times 1 is 6, but 6 times 2 is 12. 12 would be over our 9, so I have to do 1. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do 6 times 1 is going to equal 6. I'm then going to go ahead and subtract these two. 9 minus 6 and 3 is 3. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to bring it up to my next number and put it up into the top by my 7 to make that 37. Then I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to ask myself, okay, what times 6 gets me as close to 37 as possible? So I think of 6 times 5. Well, 6 times 5 is 30. What about 6 times 6? 6 times 6, 36. And if I go to 6 times 7, I get to 42, and I know that that is too far. So my closest was 6 times 6. So I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to write 6, and I'm going to put 36 here, and then I'm going to subtract. 37 minus 6 is 1. Now when I look at this, I don't have anything else available to me. I cannot do 6 times 1 because we know 6 times 1 was 6. I cannot do anything lower than that because 6 times 0 is 0, which means I have a remainder left over here. I have a 1 that does not fit within my problem. So I come over here and I bring that guy up to the top and I say that I have a remainder of 1, or I have 1/6 remaining. In 4th grade, it is required for students to be able to represent it as a fraction, but they do need to know how to do both ways. They're going to have R1 or represent it as 1/6 of our number. So 97 divided by 6 equals 16 remainder 1, or 16 and 1/6. And that's box method. Let's take a look and see how that looks when we have a little bit larger of a number. All right, so let's take a look at a 3-digit divided by 1-digit problem, 676 divided by 8. Again, when it comes to box method, our first step is to go ahead and draw ourselves a box, and then split it based on the number of digits that we have, and then put each of those digits into the box. Then we're going to take our smaller digit, our divisor, and put it over here. Now, one thing that is very handy to do when we are working with division problems, when we are working with divisors, it's good practice to go ahead and write the multiples of our divisor. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to write 8. I'm going to write 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56. And if I wanted to, I can continue to go. It kind of just gives me a little cheat sheet right off the top of my head that I can jump to. So I can look at this and say, okay, how do I get to my closest number here? So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look at 8, and I'm going to look at my 6, and I'm going to ask myself, how can I get close to 6? If I multiply times 1, I'm at 8. I cannot do it. So my answer to here is 0. We cannot do anything. I'm going to go ahead, put my 0 here, and that's a 6, and we're going to carry that 6 over to the next number, okay? I'm then going to go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to ask 8 into 67. Well, I only went up to 56 here, so maybe I should go a little bit farther here and see how close can I get. I'm looking for 67. I know that I have a 64 and a 72. I can't go over, so it has to be my 64. So I look at that and I say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 times 8 is 64. I write my 64, I bring it down, I subtract, and I get 3. I do the same thing here. I bring it over and bring it up, and now I have 36. And since I already listed my factors, I just got to find the one that's closest to 36 without going over, which is going to be my 32. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 32, 8 times 4. That gives me a 4 here. And I look at it and I cannot do anything else. I'm out of boxes. I am done. So I bring my 4 up top to give myself a remainder of 4 or 4/8. Now in 4th grade, it is not required for students to simplify fractions. Yes, technically that would be 1/2, but it is not a requirement for 4th grade. So 776 divided by 8 is going to be 84 with a remainder of 4 or 84 and 4/8. And yeah, that's box method for division. It's basically taking standard algorithm and breaking it down into simpler chunks. When we look at area model for division, it does change it slightly. We still use a box like this, but we'll check that out in another video on how to do area model. So yeah, box method for division. Have a great day.